Hey guys, so today I'm here with the Smittybilt XRC Front Bumper with Winch Mount, fitting all 2007 to 2018 JK Wranglers. So if you're looking for a heavy-duty front bumper that's going to offer a lot of functionality, utility, as well as styling at a very affordable price point, then this option by Smittybilt is going to be a really good one to take a look at. So this is a stubby front bumper, and it's going to be perfect for somebody who's looking to upgrade to larger wheels and tires with all of the room on the outside, and also wants to keep performance in mind for the trail, considering that this front bumper is going to maximize your approach angles. Now this is also going to be perfect for somebody who wants to build off of a front bumper, and also for somebody who wants to have a little bit of insurance while they're out on the trail. So this is going to have a recessed winch plate as well as light mounting options, and even an option for recovery right on the front, just in case if you get into a sticky situation out of the trail, this front bumper will be able to get you out of that. Now, not to mention, this is also going to add some heavy-duty styling and will match with any other heavy-duty accessories that you already have mounted up to your JK. So like I said, this is going to be a very affordable option, coming in at roughly $200, making this one of the most affordable options that we have on our page. So when we're looking at front bumpers all across the board, usually the stubby front bumpers are going to be the more cost-effective choices because they are a little bit smaller and won't provide as much protection as a mid-width or a full-width front bumper. Now, nonetheless, this is still going to have all of those standard features that you would want. It's just not going to have those extra bells and whistles, but I personally think for the price that it's set at, that is a pretty fair trade-off. Now, more expensive options are usually going to have more bells and whistles, like I mentioned. So they may come with the ability to swap over your factory fog lights, or they may come with additional lighting. But in my personal opinion, I think that this is a very solid front bumper. It comes with all of those standard features, and this is really going to add a ton of functionality and utility to the front end of your Wrangler. And like I said, again, for $200, you really can't beat it. So install is going to be a light 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you some basic hand tools to get the job done. So speaking of the install, let's jump into that now. The tools that I used for my install were an impact wrench, a 3/8" drive ratchet, a 3-inch extension, and an 18mm deep socket. So if you have an upper and lower splash guard on your front bumper, it's going to be held on by a couple clips, so you can go ahead and remove that first with a trim removal tool. We don't have those on our Wrangler, so our first step is going to be to unplug our fog lights. So all you have to do is depress the clip and then just pull back, and you'll remove the fog light harness. And you can do the same thing on the other side. Right, we can put that right in our crash bar, and then we can go ahead and head underneath our Jeep so we can take off our hardware. So on each side of both of the frame horns, you're going to have studs in your bumper that are holding it to the frame, and we're going to remove that hardware with an 18mm socket. The outside you can fit an impact wrench, but the inside you're going to have to use a traditional hand ratchet. All right, so now we can do that for the other 6 studs. So on the inside of the frame, you're gonna have the same thing. It may be a little bit difficult to see, but we're gonna use that same 18mm socket as well as a hand ratchet to remove those 2 nuts. So now we can go ahead and take off our front bumper. So before we go ahead and install our new front bumper, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about it and what benefits that you're going to see out of this Smittybilt front bumper that you're not getting with your factory setup. So right off the bat, this is going to be a lot smaller. This is going to be a stubby front bumper in comparison to your factory standard width. However, this is going to provide a lot more protection to the front end of your Wrangler, or a lot more heavy duty protection, should I say. So this is going to be made of a 3/16 inch cold rolled steel, and it's going to leave the ends open, giving you the best approach angles that you can get off-road, while also opening up all that room for a larger wheel and tire. So with your full width front bumper or standard width front bumper, you're not going to be able to have a very large tire on the front without making contact with it. So moving over to a stubby front bumper is a really good idea for somebody who wants to put some large wheels and tires while still thinking about performance while they're out on the trail. Now this is also going to have a textured black powder coat finish on top, which is going to protect the steel underneath from any rust or corrosion. And it's also going to provide a very heavy duty look in comparison to the factory plastics that can fade over time. Now this is also going to come with a couple of different features that you won't see out of your factory front bumper that are going to provide a little bit of utility and function. Now starting up top, you do have this large bull bar that is reinforced on the side, giving you that protection aspect that you may be looking for your grille. But it's also going to have two light mounting tabs up on top for any accessory lighting or auxiliary lighting, and it is able to hold up to a 9-inch light bar. Now moving down to the bottom, you are going to get a recessed winch plate capable of holding a winch with up to a 10,000-pound pulling capacity, and it's going to be tucked a little bit lower, giving it a little bit of protection while you're out on the trail. This is also going to come with two welded D-ring mounts on the front for a little bit of extra insurance, and that's going to act as a safer and more efficient recovery point than your factory tow hooks. Now the only thing that you're not getting with this new front bumper is the option to swap over your factory fog lights. However, in my personal opinion, I think because this already comes with light mounting tabs and the option to mount up accessory lighting, and it also comes with a ton of other benefits that your front bumper from the factory isn't able to give you, I think that that's a pretty fair trade-off. So enough from me, let's go ahead and mount up our new Smittybilt front bumper. So now we can go ahead and mount up our front bumper. This does have studs on it, so it will stay in place once it's mounted up to the frame. Now we can go ahead and secure it down with our hardware. So what we can do now is secure this down with a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut. So now that all of our hardware is threaded in or threaded on, what we can do is tighten it down with an 18mm deep socket, and I'm also going to use a 3-inch extension just to clear our bumper here. So on the inside, we're going to have one stud, but we're also going to have a welded nut that's on our bumper. So we're going to take our provided bolt, lock washer, and flat washer and thread that through the frame into our front bumper. Then we can secure the bottom one with the same flat washer, lock washer, and nut. And since the other side of the frame is already attached, we can tighten this down as well using that same 18mm deep socket. that's going to wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe, and for more videos and products like this, always keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.